I'll be breaking down. That had nothing to do with the video, but I've been breaking down. I'll be breaking down why I struggle to make decisions and what helped me. You know what I'm saying? Start making decisions with more confidence, more direct decisions. Right? In the video, let me run back the video. I quoted one of his sayings, but this is a whole different video. But I just want him to say the word. I low-key am struggling to pronounce it.
That you will never move forward in life. Today, we are going to do a lecture on an incredibly fascinating concept called Puer Aternus.
Puer Aternus. That's the term he'll be talking about, which practically breaks down the type of people that have ambition, they have potential, they have goals bigger than life, but they don't ever get there due to the fact that they see life either as that goal and nothing in between, or just not getting anywhere at all. So it's more like they're not willing to go through the day by days where it's boring, you struggle a bit, there's certain things you gotta do to get through that day. They would rather just practically wake up one day and have that glorious life, you know what I'm saying, that promised life, because they know that they have all this potential and they deserve more, they deserve the best of the best. They shouldn't have to like go through these, you know what I'm saying, normie jobs or like low class jobs or low class activities, because their potential is so huge and their abilities are so big that they shouldn't have to go through that. And it's an interesting concept because I related to a lot of things said in this video. It talks about commitment, how these type of people struggle to commit to a relationship, commit to a job, commit to a certain lifestyle, because they always weigh out like so many different outcomes. For example, if I commit to this job right here, I'm missing out on this other job who could be better. Or even the fear of life. If I commit to a person right now, maybe years along the way, it doesn't work out, and I feel like I tied myself up to this idea because I thought it was good and it ended up being the wrong choice. And it's like they can never really directly make a decision and be confident in it, because they're always thinking if something could go wrong, something could be better, something, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And honestly, it's a great concept because when I first originally watched the video, I already had this video in mind. And now watching that helped me have even more ideas and a different way of seeing this idea, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's pretty crazy how you can watch something and relate to it so deeply, because watching it the first time when I read the title, I'm like, I won't relate to this, you know? I don't think I will, but nevertheless, I'm watching the video, I'm hearing all this stuff that he's saying, and it's really making me think about my own life, you know what I mean? Because yeah, I think I have been that type of person that can't fully commit to an idea because I'm always thinking that this could go wrong or that this could be a bigger opportunity, you know? Or even when your ambition is so big that you want to do this type of, for example, content, this type of content, another type of content, this other type of content, and you feel like you have so much big ideas that you can't really sit down and concentrate in one and make it work. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a struggle. It's like a blessing and a curse, because you have the potential, you have the ideas, but you're not willing to go through the hardship that is life. And in the video, he mentions a lot how boring life can be, right? How boring the day-to-day life can be, because in all honesty, it can. Not every day is meant to be the most glorious day of your life. Not every day is meant to be such a like earth-shaking day, such a life-changing day, you know? Sometimes the people he describes in the video, or even the type of person that I've been and I've related to, feel like that sometimes, because you have such a big idea of life. Like, you sit down and think life can't just be the job or this thing I'm studying. Life can't just be this. It's more. There has to be something huge, something bigger, right? Which it's good to have that vision, but you can't expect every day to be a big day. Some days are boring. To even I be thinking this a lot. I'm like, the people that are in the position that I want to be, or that a lot of y'all want to be in, they have boring days. Just because their lifestyle seems glamorous and all this stuff, the days have to be boring to keep up with that lifestyle. For example, you see an athlete, a musician, someone that has a lot of money, right? You might be thinking like, oh, I wish I could make money out of my passion. I want to be in that position, right? For them to get to that point, they have to have boring days. You think an athlete wants to train every single day as hard as they train? They don't. No one does, right? But to get to the point where they're at, they have to do it. And it looks pretty on social media. It looks pretty online because people post the results, right? Like I just worked out, boom, post a picture. People are gonna see the results, right? But they're not gonna see the like day-to-day boringness it can come with when you're in the gym every day and just thinking like, what's the point of this? I'm doing this every day. What's the point? People don't see that. That's why I think social media feeds these type of people. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives them more of a reason to feel like life is so big, and why are they working in their 9 to 5 right now? If life is so big, why am I here? But it's like everyone has to go through these boring days to have, what I'm saying, glorious days and stuff like that. And again, this ties back to the decision making, because when you want something so big, what I'm saying, you start weighing down every decision and how it can impact that huge life you want. What I'm saying, that bigger than life type of lifestyle you want to have. What I'm saying. So it's like you can't tie yourself down to a certain job or a certain major in school, for example, because you feel like, man, I have all this potential that if I just do this, I'm gonna let all this go to waste, and I ain't gonna get to where I gotta be, and this is below me. I need to be here already. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? So you feel like any little decision can sabotage your big goals, your big life that you have coming for you, right? And the reality is, reality doesn't work like that. You can't just expect one day to have all this success without having to go through the struggle, without having to make hard decisions. Hard decisions are part of life. Every decision leads you to your path. You know what I mean? And something else I like that he said in the video is that life will make the decisions for you or put you in a position where you have to make one if you don't do it. What I'm saying? You could stall every day. You could switch stuff around every day because you're not ready for that decision, but the decision will have to come because life will put you in that corner where it's like you either do this now or you don't do it at all. You know what I mean? So, in learning all this, like I said, this video, I watched this after already having this idea, but going back to that early quote in the beginning of the video, that's what really spoke to me, because sometimes we see decisions as this huge thing that might end our lives, right? Not physically, but maybe financially, in other aspects. And it's like, we see it, we weigh it down, it makes us scared, we go back, we don't want to make the decision anymore. And it's like, there's no good or bad decision. We have perceived it like that. We have labeled it like that. We have said, oh, this is bad, such and such, this is bad. So we stay away from it. We're like, no, this is the wrong decision. And then we have the idea of the opposite. Oh, this is the right decision. I have to go this way. This is the correct path. And we think there's a certain straight line of either wrong or bad. Wrong or bad, I'm tripping. Wrong or good, you know what I'm saying? Bad or good. We think it's just a straightforward line. But it's never like that. It's just our perception. We think certain things are bad because it has been romanticized that way. Certain things are good because it has been romanticized that way. But really, it's all about perception. You gotta be ready to make either decision. And this is how I'm living my life now. Thanks to the video, the previous video that I watched from him from the quote. Because overthinking, sitting down, and just overanalyzing is not gonna get me nowhere. But making a decision and being direct and being ready for any outcome. You just gotta sign up for the outcome. That's it. The decision's not even as scary as it looks once you take that label off. So I'm saying it's like an ego death. Once you remove the label, all you have now is the pure decision that you're supposed to make. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you break it down to its smallest particle, it's simple. I make it and I'm just ready for whatever comes with the decision. Whether I like the outcome or not, I just gotta, what I'm saying, have the nuts to just boom, go with it. And yeah, I think that's such a simple way. And it sounds so simple that it makes you think like it can't be that easy, but it really can. It really can. Because the decision will never be just good or bad. What comes after is what's really good or bad, You just gotta make it and just be ready for whatever. Because again, going back to the current video I watched from him, he mentions a lot how people that are like that, because I will include myself, we tend to like not want to take risk or think that life is just good, 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 in the sense of like we don't risk too much because we're not willing to get the bad with the good. We just want the good. Again, like I said, big ambitions, just wanting the good. But you need the bad. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta make these type of decisions that are hard, even when they come with bad outcomes. You know what I'm saying? You can't live it too safe, because then when you want to live too safe, you think that, oh, the world, like, if I make the right decision, I won't have to suffer. If I do this right, I won't have to suffer. And it keeps you from even making any decisions because of that fear of suffering. But suffering is part of life. You know what I'm saying? Suffering means you're alive because you feel the pain. You know what I'm saying? And as I talk to y'all, I feel like I'm talking to myself. You know what I'm talking about? Because I feel like, as I break it down so simply in the video, it never feels that simple when it's going on. But it is. You gotta make the decision happen and just be ready. And that's it. That's it. And be ready to suffer. Because we can't just keep expecting us to make every decision so perfectly that we don't suffer. Even when people make the quote unquote right choice, it comes with suffering. Because that's life. And let me give you an example. Okay. Back to some examples I gave earlier. I said jobs. I said relationships. I mentioned those two things, right? Look at this. You're too scared. I mean, you have a fear of this position, right? You're scared. It's a promotion, but you don't know if you want to commit to this job because you feel like you're giving your life away, right? Because you have a bigger purpose and you feel like a corporate job isn't your purpose, right? Understandable. But let's say you don't make, you reject the promotion, you stay at your position or you leave the job, whatever. And in a few months, you're struggling to pay your rent or you pay your bills, right? And then you feel like, oh, this was the wrong decision, right? It's a good way to see it, right? Now you're struggling. Now you feel like you should have taken the promotion. You feel like you did wrong, okay? Now swap it. Let's say you took the promotion. You wanted more money. You felt like you were going to be more stable. You take it. You're more stable financially, but you're a bit depressed, a little sad because you feel like you're giving so much hours to the job and you don't have time for like other stuff you want to do, other stuff you're passionate about, or stuff you're actually passionate about. You feel like you're living fine, but you made the wrong choice, right? And I'm not giving these examples to make you think that there's no right way, that you're going to suffer either way. But matter of fact, I'm lying. You're going to suffer either way. And that was the point. You know what I'm saying? And I don't say that to scare y'all, but I say it to just be aware that whatever right you take will come with suffering. You got to sacrifice one thing to gain the other. Literally how the universe works. I can't expect to have everything and be greedy with it without giving something out. Give and take. That's why I gotta give, sacrifice, lose some things to gain another. Another example, working out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see that when I hit y'all with the look. Hold on. Nah, but real shit. Working out. Let's say I want to lift heavier weights, all right? And I've peaked at my weight class. I peaked at 150 something. And I feel like, damn, I want to get a little stocky, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta eat more, right? You're sacrificing the leanness of your body, the body fat percentage being low. You're sacrificing it by eating more, right? You know what it comes with. You know what I'm saying? You know you're gonna lift heavier, but you know you might not be as defined. You might not be as lean. So you know you're willing to sacrifice the aesthetics for the strength. And you can't have both. I mean, you can be aesthetic and strong, but if you want to look a certain way, you got to sacrifice one thing. That's my point. If you want to be a little stockier, you might have to risk being less lean, right? And it's like, that's just life. Anything you want, you got to sacrifice one thing, right? If you have a loving girlfriend, a loving relationship, you know what I'm saying? You love this woman, she loves you. But you have a fear of being left. You have a fear of it going wrong. You have trauma from the past, right? But now you have a choice. You can't have this push and pull factor, this, oh, I'm too timid to stay in the relationship because of the past and I gotta leave. And at the same time, though, you enjoy it, so you don't fully leave, you're in and out. And it's like, no, you sacrifice one thing or the other. You risk the idea of it going wrong in the future, to enjoy the now and be happy with the person. You know what I'm saying? Or you pick the other side and say, you know what? I'm too timid. I'd rather be all the way out of it and lose something great, but gain, I guess, more mental peace because you feel like you're not in a position where you're vulnerable. Now you feel like, okay, I'm out the relationship. I lost a great person, but mentally I feel less scared of it going wrong. Great. You picked one, you let go of the other, and that's life. And that's how I wanna really make the most direct point of the video. To make a decision, you sacrifice one thing to gain another. Loss of the universe. And I apologize if this video was a bit all over the place in a way. I feel like it was in a way, but it's because I watched the video today that changed my whole perspective. End of the day though, I'm gonna tell y'all, I hope you can stick through the whole video because I hope I can help you the way I help myself, the way these videos have helped me make clear decisions and be ready for the outcomes. That's it. There's no good or bad decision. And I already quoted the channel. Know what I'm saying? Spuchika, bro. Shit got stuck. What the fuck? Okay. Well, I'm a bit sick, don't mind me, but Healthy Gamer GG, right? That's the name of the channel. I think it's ran by multiple people, but I always see the same guy. And this video is called Why You Still Haven't Grown Up. The other one I watched, I don't remember the name, but the quote is from the very first video I watched. Anyways, y'all should definitely check them out. I'm gonna after I post the video, I'm edit it and tag him, or not tag him, but like link the channel so y'all can go watch his stuff because it's really good. Been helping me a lot, honestly, since the other day. But great, honestly, great. Make your decisions. Don't be scared, and I'm out to tell you know what I'm saying.